Finally, you have saved $1,000 after cutting ridiculous expenses and removing your bad money habits. But now you are unsure where to invest it. Most people are starting to discover that investing is the secret to building wealth. But investing in something without preparation is also equal to disaster. You might even lose that $1,000, which gives you endless headaches. Do not be unsure anymore, because in this video, I will expose the 7 things you should do with your $1,000 rather than leaving it in the bank. Number 1, invest in your financial education. The far most important investment is to invest in yourself through self-education. Without having financial literacy, you will probably not go far and might lose that hard-earned $1,000 you have saved in the bank instead of making more money.
You do not have to know as much about accounting or stock market terminology or whatever else it may be, or what the Fed is going to do next time and whether it's going to raise 3 times or 4 times or 2 times. None of that counts at all, really, in a lifetime of investing. What counts is having a philosophy that you stick with, that you understand why you're in it, and then you forget about doing things that you don't know how to do.
Warren Buffett is known to be a firm believer in investing in his greatest asset, and is investing in his financial education. He will spend hours reading books that lead him to become a successful investor, and now everything pays off. According to Forbes, Buffett is currently worth $109.3 billion. But how did the most influential investor get started? Buffett had a chance to go on to study and eventually work under Benjamin Graham for 2 years. Learning from others who have achieved your desired success is the best way to shorten your learning curve. Be resourceful, buy good books, watch free personal finance YouTube videos, and attend online seminars or events. Even better, have a successful mentor. Commit to investing a small chunk of your $1,000 toward your personal growth, mindset, and development so you can double that money. In the words of Warren Buffett, the more you learn, the more you earn. Number 2, start investing in S&P 500. Are you looking for a solid investment with a proven record of high returns annually? Investing in the S&P 500 is the best choice you will ever make. You are not investing alone in one company, but in 500 biggest companies. S&P 500 stocks are a better way to invest in the American economy. You might have heard about the S&P 500 before, but what makes it great for beginners? Over the past 30 years, the S&P 500 has delivered an annual return of 9 to 11%. This investment gives you peace of mind knowing that you are investing in companies with a proven track record of success for 100 years.
It's just remarkable to me that we have operated in this country with the greatest tailwind at our back that you can imagine. It's an investor's haven. I mean, you can't really fail at it unless you buy the wrong stock or just get excited at the wrong time.
Warren Buffett is a big believer in the S&P 500 index and recommends that most people should invest in it. He even advised his wife to invest in it too. He once said, "The best way to invest is simply to buy and hold all of the 500 largest American companies as measured by market capitalization." The idea behind the S&P 500 index is to create a portfolio of stable, reliable stocks that will offer regular returns without too much risk and reduces your chance of losing your money. S&P 500 has also outperformed many other types of investments over the years, including gold and real estate. Assuming you want to make your $500 work for you and be part owner of some of the most successful companies, start taking a chance. You better start investing your $500 in the S&P 500 index. It has been tested in good and bad markets and has always come out on top. Number 3, opening a CD account. If you are still confused with S&P 500, but thinking of leaving your money in the bank for a long time, why not consider putting your savings into a higher level? CDs are a higher level used for saving money, not creating an income stream. You might ask, how is a certificate of deposit different from an ordinary savings account? This saving model can be a great place to save if you do not plan to spend your money but are interested in earning higher interest than 2%. CD means putting your money in a bank account, but you are not allowed to pull the money out anytime you want, and you can only withdraw on a maturity date. Let me give you a quick example. Let us say you're putting your money in a 1-year CD. What will happen next is you cannot access it for 1 year, because if you do, the bank will charge you a higher fee. Compared to stocks and the S&P 500, CDs are relatively safe investments. CDs are a safe, secure way to grow your money. Though they would not earn the same returns as mutual funds, the S&P 500, or stocks, they do not expose you to as much risk. That could make a good investment choice for people who want to lower their level of risk.
What I know for a fact is a CD does not function like a personal line of credit. So there may be restrictions as to how much money I can take out of a CD. That's question number one. How much money can I actually take out of that CD? Number two is how revolving is the CD? And I know for a fact it's not going to be revolving where I can just put money in, take money out, put money in, take money out. That defeats the purpose of a CD.
When opening a CD for all ages, there are a few things to consider. First, your goals and how suited CDs are to helping you achieve them. If you are starting to save in your 20s, then a standard CD could work for you. But if you're interested in saving for retirement in your 30s and 50s, you might prefer an IRA CD instead. When comparing CDs, it is essential to consider the deposit requirements, early withdrawal penalties, terms, interest rates, and APY. Opening one or more CD accounts is something you might consider if you're interested in potentially earning higher interest rates. Number 4, make money by giving loans. Municipal bonds are different from stocks because you are not becoming part owner of any company, but you are investing your money by giving loans to municipalities. So every month you will get paid with a little bit of interest, and at the end of the loan, this is called the maturity date. You are going to get your investment back. So these bonds can fund building roads, highways, or schools. So to pay for this type of construction, they need to borrow money from an investor like you. One of the ways that local governments borrow money is by issuing municipal bonds.
Second kind of bond, it's called the municipal bond, and over here the bond is issued by the various state and county or the town authorities basically. So it is issued by the states or by your county or by the states or the actually various states authority.
There are a couple of things that made munis very interesting. One, they tend to be safe because cities and states will not go bankrupt. 2, they can be tax-free investments. Many investors choose munis over other bonds because they provide tax benefits. Unlike most other fixed income investments, interest payments on munis are typically exempt from federal taxes and possibly state and local taxes, depending on your location. Let me give you an example. Rick is trying to decide between a corporate bond offering a 3% yield and a muni offering 2%. While the muni offers a lower yield, the income provided is tax-free. So which investment is better for Rick? Well, it depends on his tax bracket and the state he lives in. Suppose Rick is in the federal tax bracket that deducts 35% of all his investment earnings. Because he does not need to pay these taxes on his muni bond earnings, this bond has a face value of 2%, but a tax equivalent yield of around 3.08%. Suppose Rianne lives in a state where the yield is also state tax-free. The benefit would be even higher. High-rated bonds are less likely to default than lower-rated bonds. Number 5, create money machines. Now that you have done well with your financial education, it is time to create another source of income, but much better than your job. Are you not interested in CDs, S&P 500, or munis? Then business is your calling. Do you want to know the secret of wealthy people? Most wealthy people spend all their time building many passive income streams. You want to have your money working for you, not you working for money. And this is what passive income is all about. We all only have 24 hours a day, and you do not want to spend 20 hours working. What if you do not wish or are no longer working? Your money will probably go to zero. Take your $300 from the bank and throw it somewhere that will help make you more money in 24 hours a day or even while you're on vacation. One of the biggest myths people have about this type of passive income is that you have to be wealthy or have a ton of money to get passive income. But that is not true. Having more money can create more passive income machines, right? You can start by spending $300, make it work for you, and pay you $1,000 for a whole year passively. Think about the business or side hustles that will give you passive income. The goal is to make your money work for you. So $1,000 can be a pretty good return, especially if it was all passive this 2023. In 2024, your goal might be how to make $200 a month.
The very best businesses are the ones that earn a high rate of return on tangible assets and grow. But even ones that don't grow, if they earn a high return on tangible assets, and then of course if you don't pay too much, they can be a good investment. They're a good business to start with by the high returns. If you pay too much for them, you can turn a good business into a bad investment. But if you pay an appropriate price, you can do all right.
The year after that, it might be making $100 a week. In 2026, it might be making $1,000 a month. The first step might be the hardest, and you need to do a little work, especially looking for the best and most profitable side hustles and businesses. If you do not find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die, Warren Buffett once said. Number 6, save for a rainy day. Without an emergency fund, a financial shock, even minor, could make you feel stressed. This money is set aside for unexpected expenses, such as a car breaking down, a trip to the ER, or a sudden job loss. A rainy day fund is essential to help with the financial impact of unexpected expenses. There are 3 aspects to determine. 1, how much to save. 2, how to reach your savings goal. 3, where to keep your fund. Building up a rainy day fund should be considered one of your first savings and investing goals. While the essence of investing is to earn money for the future,
the importance of the emergency fund is twofold. 1 is to cover your expenses when your income falls short, and 2, it prevents you from going into debt during hard time.
The holy grail of a rainy day fund is to protect yourself in the present. Ideally, an emergency fund should have enough money to cover at least 3 months of your household expenses, or longer if you decide. Your goal should be to maintain your standard of living without dipping into your savings. Learn a lot from the 6 things I have shared with you that you should do. Do not forget to drop a like. But we are not finished yet, because we have one essential thing to cover. Number 7, be debt-free in a year. Are you stressed out every time you think of your debt? Well, it is time to achieve your dream of becoming financially free by paying off your debt, paying your loan advance, and becoming debt-free. If you have a loan and you are paying 5% on this loan, whether it is your student loan, mortgage, car loan, bad or good debt, you must prioritize paying it first. Assuming paying that loan off 1 year early, that will be a guaranteed 5% return. You just got your money because that is 5% that you do not have to pay to your bank. So if you want to invest your money and get a return on your money, but do not want to put your money at risk in stocks or real estate because you do not want to make bad decisions since you are still learning, but you also do not want your money sitting in your bank, the only way to make money is to be debt-free, because every time you earn, you can keep, save, and invest it later. You can use your extra $200 to pay down your debt early to give you a guaranteed return. The faster you pay down your debt, the less interest you have to pay and be financially free. Got a ton of value for today's video? Do not forget to subscribe, like, and share it with your family and closest friends to help them too.